What's that? Yeah. Sort of. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Welcome back, fellow anglers. After a long hiatus, I'm back with another offshore edition of Deep Color. I'm John Brown, and I'm expecting to catch a little flack for today's story, but I'm going to tell it just the same. I got on a familiar boat with some familiar faces. My boys the Blue Angler and Shane and I booked a midweek 2-day trip on the San Diego-based Poseidon. It's the same ship on which we did our 2021 4-day trip. I was really excited to be back with Captain Hunter and some of our friends from the Bucket List Tuna Chasers charter group. I was born in San Diego. I remember as a kid, I'd grab the newspaper off the driveway every morning to read baseball stats and check the fish report. And most years, I remember albacore dominating the tuna counts. El Nino years would bring the yellowfin and dorado, but if bluefin was ever the primary catch, I don't remember it. Now, something like 30 years later, we catch triple-digit bluefin in June. How things change. Check out these monsters our buddy John got on the Constitution just a couple days after this trip. I've heard explanations for this change. Of course, water temperature and current fluctuations have played roles, but a 2017 International Recovery Plan has, I think, also played a huge role. By most accounts, the Pacific bluefin population was down something like 97% from its 20th century peak. The estimated population is still just a fraction of what it was decades ago, but management and regulation have been vital in bringing this species back from the brink. Whatever the reasons, they're here now, so let's go catch them. On day one, I did what I usually do: sleep in, stand around, watch, and film. It was an overcast morning and not much of a swell, and there were boats all around us, so we were clearly in the right area, but it was a little slow. We stopped on several schools, but only found one group of slightly aggressive biters. I think we put 15 fish in the boat on the first day. The majority of them pulled from this one group. Shane was the first one of our crew to hook up, and I think he was still fighting his fish when the Blue Angler also got bit. Both my guys managed to boat their fish, so we at least had some meat to bring home. I dropped a couple jigs the first day, but that was about it. Oh, there we go. Nice. We got another fresh one over here too. There we go, Shane.
There's another biter.
Breathe, man, breathe. Which one is red, man?
It's acting like a better group, dude. That's pretty tight, actually. Yeah, I almost thought it was almost too tight. Yeah, it's working, so.
Oh, look at that. Oh, God.
Yeah, Jim.
Raleigh! Let's go! Nice fish, bro.
Day 2 started about the same as day 1, light overcast and smooth seas, but it was even slower than the first day. We cruised most of the morning, stopping when Captain marked schools, but no bites all day. Still, I was glued to the rail. After both my friends got fish, I really wanted to get one myself.
So fucking finicky, dude.
I have some pretty big spinning gear, but I went with my smaller rig to fly line baits. I've caught tuna and other pelagics on this thing before, and I figured I could handle anything up to at least 50 pounds. It's not the first time in my life I've been incredibly wrong.
Come on, is there a fucking feisty fish in this fucking tank? There we go, there's a good bait.
We were on a decent school, and I'd already gone through a few lazy baits. I'm hardly an offshore fishing veteran, but one of the most important skills I think I've acquired is knowing a good bait from a bad bait. When you get a strong swimmer, you know almost immediately, and it changes your whole energy. I won't let a bad bait soak for longer than about a minute, but I knew right away if this sardine didn't get bit, nothing would. So I let it swim, and then...
Spider! On the coffee grinder! It's a bait, fly lining. Coming over. Over.
Fly line?
Fly line, yeah, surface. Oh, I gotta not get spooled here too, shit.
I was hooked up, and it gave me a great first run. It then proceeded to run me around the boat a minimum of 5 times.
All right, nice and easy. We've got a lot of line to get back. And he's not really pulling too hard right now. What's that? Yeah. Sort of. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, for sure.
After about 10 minutes, I started to consider that maybe I'd bitten off more than I could chew. My shorts were also starting to fall off. Fortunately, by that point a couple of my shipmates had hooked up as well, so it wasn't just me and my undersized gear keeping us stuck.
Fish coming up, John. But I think you're way out. I think he's straight down.
Remember that time I said you didn't feel like it was that big?
Now it does.
Passive John is an idiot.
At just under 20 minutes, I asked the blue angler to assist me with some water. I had done a similar favor for him the day before.
Yeah, you're good over here, Bose. Nobody around.
Yep. Hi, Grace. Oh, please.
That's what friends are for right there.
My dude. Maybe on the...
After about a half an hour, my reel handle started to disassemble, which was both exciting and terrifying. At a little over 37 minutes, I just couldn't hang anymore, and I had to ask for help. Captain in training Sam, who had been helping me through the whole fight, stepped up and finished the last 12 minutes. The crew offered to hand it back to me before they brought it over the rail, but I was still exhausted and did not want to screw anything up at the last minute. Thanks again for the assist here, Sam. Could not have landed this fish without a lot of help. And seeing it come over the rail, it was easily the biggest tuna I've ever fought. Chartermaster Jeff Grill was adamant that it was the biggest fish of the trip and promised never to make fun of my spinning gear again. Our best guess, it was probably in the 50 to 60 pound range. But honestly, the experience was brutal and intense enough that, ladies and gentlemen, I agree, an upgrade is in order. If I'm not mistaken, we boated 3 fish on our second day before heading back to the harbor. It wasn't a great count for the boat, I think 18 bluefin, but my crew and I were all lucky enough to pull on fish, and we had a blast doing it. The next day, my wife and I were at the Blue Angler's house for poke on tostado chips and sashimi. What we don't eat, we share with the village. So that's the story of my new PB bluefin. Put an asterisk next to it if you want, I don't care. It was an unbelievable experience. Thanks again to Captain and crew of the Poseidon, especially Sam, and Jeff and all of our friends from the Bucket List Tuna Chasers charter group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.